Welcome back to the Closing Laps podcast. I'm Matt from Breakhard, joined once again by Cam, former NASCAR crew member, and the guy who kind of stirred up a little bit of news this past week as well. How are you doing, Cam?
It broke the internet a little bit, kind
A
of.
little bit. And now that the news has started to leak out a little bit more, we'll talk about it later in this episode about what Xfinity driver has a Penske development deal
Yeah.
at that. But we had NASCAR Xfinity Series and the Cup Series out in Sonoma this past weekend. And it should come as no surprise to anybody that 4 to go is going to start off with the Cup Series at Sonoma recap and Shane Van Gisbergen victorious once again.
I'm trying to okay, he's at a new track. He's never been there in the Cup Series, right? No.
That was everybody's reasoning coming into the weekend, right? They're like, oh, let's see how good he is when we go to a legacy road course, a place where all these Cup drivers have been. Well, we went there, and guess what? He led more laps on a road course than anybody else in history and dominated the day, leading 97 of 110 laps.
Honestly, I wouldn't, if you would have said he led 105 of 110 laps, I would be like, yeah, that checks out.
I mean, the only time that he didn't lead was when they were flipping stages. Nobody ever passed him on the racetrack for the lead. And guess what? He flipped a stage and still won the stage.
I was like, I never thought that was going to be a thing. I texted you and I was
not in the Cup Series.
No.
Yeah.
And I texted you and I said, what just happened?
I texted you in the first stage and I was like, wait a second. He pitted and still managed to finish second in that stage. And then in stage number 2, he outdoes himself and he pits and then passes Kyle Larson. Because I was listening to his radio for most of the day, the 88 that is. And when he came off pit road, they were like, the 5 is within distance to catch him. They're like, just if you want to do it, you can, but try not to use your tires up. And of course, he went out there and did it. And the 5 team, those are the first laps that they led since the Coke 600, which is a crazy stat. Yeah, they're struggling bad. But they thought they had that in the bag. Cliff Daniels like, all right, we worked the strategy here. We're going to get a playoff point out of this. We don't have race winning speed. And they still don't get a playoff point out of it.
Hey, I mean, what are you going to do, right? When it comes down to it, everyone's chasing him.
Literally chasing him. Literally chasing him. And we'll get to we'll get to Chase. Well, Chase chasing him. 2 chases. Still could not get to him in time. But SVG wins the race, like we said, dominated the day. He becomes, or ties himself with the winningest rookie ever. Denny Hamlin, sorry. Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson both had 3 wins apiece in their rookie years. SVG now has 3 wins.
Denny had what, 2?
2, yeah. He swept the Pocono races his rookie year. But SVG now ties and presumably is going to break that record, you would have to think, because we've got Watkins Glen coming up, a race that he nearly won last year on a college car.
Should have probably won last year.
If he doesn't tap the inside barrier getting into the bus stop there, he wins that race. And then you've got the Roval coming up where he sat on pole last year in the Cup Series. Race kind of fell apart for him. But I think that him being with this team every single week, they have really good chemistry now, and they are firing, as they say, on all cylinders. Not to be cliche here, but when it comes to a road course, I don't want to say unstoppable, but they're close to it.
What if he comes out and gets a top 10 this week?
That's going to make so many people so angry. All week, I've been battling these people on the internet that have been saying that he doesn't deserve to be here. All he is a one-trick pony. All he does is win a road course. He's going to go finish 30th on an oval. In reality, he's not finishing 30th on ovals anymore. He's finishing in the 20s.
He's finishing 15 to 20.
Yeah.
On average is what I would say.
15 to 25. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's kind of where he's been falling.
He wasn't high up in the points before, what was it, Mexico?
Yeah.
Excuse me. He wasn't high up in the points, but one trick pony, okay? What has the last 2 playoffs given us? Literal one trick ponies who've won 1 race
to get themselves in
and gone in and done nothing. I saw a thing today. I was like, okay. It was on Twitter. If he wins every single road course, right? So he wins the last 2, right?
Yep.
So I give him what? 6 wins?
5 wins.
5 wins? Is it 5? Yep. Yeah. So gives him 5 wins, right? He'll more than likely have enough points in the playoffs to get through round 1.
Yeah.
because he'll have 4 wins at that point.
Yep.
And then go into round 2, win at the Roval. That gets him to round 3, where all he has to do is perform well at Talladega.
So right now he has 17 playoff points accumulated, the third most amongst Cup Series drivers. And I think that people don't realize just what that means, because he has enough points right now where realistically an average 20th-ish place finish in the first round, he's moving on. Mm-hmm. So that first round consists of Darlington, Gateway, and Bristol. Darlington, he runs really well out, ran well there in the Xfinity Series, has run well there in the Cup Series. Gateway, that's a wonky track. And Bristol as well. Again, but all he has to do is finish, realistically, and hope that others. And then the second round is Loudon, Kansas, Charlotte. If he survives the second round, like you said, he gets his way to the Roval. He can easily go on.
In the second round, isn't it? The Roval's in the second round.
Yeah. We go Darlington, Gateway, Bristol, Loudon, Kansas, Charlotte, and then
Roval.
Yeah, Roval, sorry. And then that third round is Vegas, Talladega, Martinsville before the championship race.
Which Talladega he's done pretty decent at.
Led laps.
Yeah.
It's not out of the realm of possibility to say, hey, Shane Van Gisbergen could find his way into the round of 8 pretty easily.
He could find his way into the Final 4.
If he finds his way into the Final 4, everybody will be furious. And then everybody...
he'll finish 30th.
Yeah. But he'll be there at least. And I recorded a video today for TikTok, and I talked about it in my YouTube video on Sunday night. Justin Marks is an absolute genius right now. He made a decision last year to dump Zane Smith, not to bring him in-house for that third car, instead hire Shane Van Gisbergen, because he and that team believed that SVG would win a race in the regular season, get them in the playoffs, which comes with a big monetary bonus. Yeah. And he did just that.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, and now he's got 3 wins, and he's sitting really, really nice. He's tied for the most wins this year with Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Christopher Bell. Nobody would have expected that coming into the season. And people getting upset about it just blows my mind, because you should be... you don't have to celebrate him, but at least acknowledge the fact that this is crazy, what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, here's my thing about it is people are getting mad about it, but if you don't like it, beat him.
Beat him. Have your driver beat him. The other thing, too, is I wrote this down in my notes last night. Give SVG the credit that he deserves, because everybody's like, oh, well, this is so much like a sports car. That's why he's able to come in here and do this. Okay, well, guess what? Jordan Taylor drove a Hendrick car, couldn't get it done. He's driven a Spire car, couldn't get it done. Mike Rockenfeller, Joey Hand, Kimi Räikkönen, Jenson Button,
Or what's his name that was at Chicago last year?
Oh, Will Brown? Yeah.
Will Brown?
All those guys have come over and gotten into very competitive race cars and haven't come nearly.
Haven't done anything.
Not yet. Haven't even sniffed the success that he's had. So he's so much better than everybody else, or at least at adapting. Give him his credit, because what we're seeing, who knows if we'll see it again.
Man had never been in a stock car until 3 years ago.
Right. Outside of his Australian supercar, which is, like we said, more of a GT3 platform than anything.
Yeah, it's not a NASCAR platform. Yes, if you put him in a Gen 6 car, I don't think he does as well.
I think he still wins. Because
I think he still wins. I don't think it's as dominating.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But go ahead.
Like, what he can do with the pedals is ridiculous.
Well, that's the one thing that drives me insane, is everybody's like, oh, he wouldn't be able to do this in a real stock car. I don't know, dude. He drove an Xfinity car, and he's won multiple times over there, and it's got a straight rear end in it and leaf springs like...
It looks... It's essentially what Gen 6 car was.
Truck arms and everything. Yeah. He's going to be perfectly fine if he gets into that as well. So...
But you know what they're going to say to that is, oh, it's the Xfinity Series, not the Cup Series.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's move the goalpost.
Yeah.
He's a 36-year-old rookie that's won 3 times. Let's give him a little bit of credit.
Hey. Austin Hill.
Here's a question for you. Would you rather take Austin Hill or Shane Van Gisbergen?
I'd rather take 3 Shane Van Gisbergens and Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's exactly what I would have said too.
I would rather take half of a SVG
over a
than
full
a whole
Austin
Hill.
Moving on into what happened during the race, I think the biggest story probably to come out of it, because it got the internet all up in arms, is the Ty Gibbs incident. As a guy that has been on pit road, I'll let you kind of carry this because, well, you've been in harm's way like this before.
That wasn't Ty's fault.
Okay, so we had texted about it initially, and I think we both had the same initial reaction of being like, oh, that was dirty.
Yes.
In a sense. And then we saw the overhead shot and we saw the other videos that became available, and it's like, no, did Ty take a tight line getting into his pit box? Yes. Did he do anything wrong? No.
No. That's he's allowed to. He gets 2 spots. That's on the 6.
Yeah. It's on the 6, and I think it was Bozy say that it's on the 6 leadership as well, meaning crew chief, car chief, for not telling, the tire carrier that, hey, before coming.
No, it's not even on him. It's on Brad. Brad's got to give him more room.
Fair.
Right? Like, when you're shooting a gap like that, there's not much we can do.
Right.
Right? Like, the drivers have to give them room to be able to shoot that gap. It is the scariest thing we do, is shooting those gaps. And the worst one is when your guy's first pulling into the stall and the other guy's going around. That's just as scary, if not worse.
Right.
But no, that's on the 6. Brad's got to give him more space, and honestly, I haven't heard the radio, so I don't know if it was said. It should have been said, hey, give him some space. Right? And because yes, you're trying to get as much out of it, but at the same time, you can make that time up.
Absolutely. 100% agree there. When I watched the overhead from the RFK pit box, I do love Brad hasn't even left the pit box yet before they're turning around getting ready to fight. Like, I loved how fired off he was.
He hung the tire. The nut wasn't even on. My first reaction was, damn, that was a good hang.
Yeah. He was so fired up. He was like, I'm perfection here on the job. Literally, tire on, spun around, and was in the face of the 54 team.
Jack was still up.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that was a good hang, because usually we're taught to hold and make sure that bitch is on.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He got that on there and he left. I was like, all right, good for him.
Immediately went over and started jawing there. One thing I didn't like about that whole situation was the TNT broadcast trying to tie what happened on the racetrack to what happened in the pits. And those were two separate incidents. And I don't think Ty was even thinking about that point into the pit box where he's like, oh, the 17 moved me out of the way. I'm going to retaliate on the 6 pit crew. Like, that doesn't make sense. That felt like they kind of stretched to make a storyline that wasn't necessarily there.
Essentially what they were doing.
Yeah.
I know it.
Trying to sensationalize it. But Ty was adamant that he didn't do it on purpose.
No, he's trying to get the best out of...
Yeah.
He's entitled to 2 spots. Now, that being said, there's those new yellow lines or orange lines or whatever, but that's only if someone's in the pit box. That is null and void when there's nobody in that pit box. You're allowed to run over it when there's nobody in that pit stall.
So that's why he was able to come across, because when you watch it from the onboard of Ty Gibbs, he comes across that orange line in his second stop, the stage 2 stop, which was the issue there. You can see that he basically drives over top of it versus in stage 1, he stays to the right of it more or less as he's coming in. Got it.
So that line is there. So if there is someone, if your stall's here and the other stall's here, if there's someone in this stall, you can't cross that yellow line.
Got it. Okay.
Same on as if it's the second stall. You can't cross that yellow line.
Yeah, it was certainly the talking point there for a while. NASCAR said that there was no wrongdoing on the 54's part. So they're not going to look into that any further post-race. They are going to look into the scuffle that happened on pit road a little bit further. I don't think there should be any penalties that come from that. Just heat of the moment.
Heat of the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all competitors. Most of them are ex-football players, and
I did love that they said that Joe Gibbs went down and tried to break it up as well. Like once a football coach, always a football coach. Just put himself in the middle of it there.
Yeah.
We talked about SVG flipping the stage and winning the stage. Stage number 3 saw everything was going nice and smooth until Cody Ware comes off pit road. He loses the right rear because they didn't get it tight. So that's a 2-lap penalty, and some people are getting a vacation out of this as well.
Yeah. Which is wild. Which is what my thing is how the heck did it stay on?
All the way up to like turn 3.
It was almost a whole lap.
No. He came off pit road, went up the hill through turn 2, and then in turn 3, when he made that left-hander, that's when the wheel nut.
See, I thought he had already gone around.
No. Yeah, he had just come off pit road, but he still made it up the hill around a corner where, it unloads the car.
So more than likely, what happened is there is on the hub. There's a button right here.
Yep.
So more than likely, what happened is the tire wasn't all the way onto all the spokes on the back. It probably hit right in the middle of the spokes on the back, and the nut was probably pushing in that little knob.
Yep.
And it just worked itself out and just popped off. So it took it a little bit to actually come off.
And then it rolled to a stop down in turn 4 finally, because it just kind of kept going. And that brought out the caution, which McDowell had stayed out, hoping to get a caution that would kind of entice the leaders to want to come to pit road. He gets his caution. The leaders decide, hey, we're going to stay out here. And SVG, Briscoe, and others stayed out. And
12 of them stayed out?
13 cars stayed out, and then
13.
Chase Elliott was the 14th car, and he was on new tires at that point. And then the race restarted with like 12 laps to go, I believe, somewhere in that range. And then it kind of quickly devolved into a bit of chaos.
Yeah.
Because at the top of the hill, turn 7, before you get into the S's, we had Noah Gragson get spun out, just got absolutely used up by the 7 of Justin Haley, which it's been a bad year for Justin Haley.
It's been a bad couple years for Justin.
It's been so bad for Justin Haley. People are questioning his job status for next year already. Which
there's a specific driver I think that could be in that car.
Could be, yes. Haley though I think somebody said that he's 31st in points this year.
Yeah,
which is bad because I believe Corey LaJoie was like 32nd in points that he replaced last year. So
yeah, not much better.
Yeah, 31st in points, 1 top 10. Actually bad.
That's not even close to good. Like, that might be worse.
LaJoie finished 33rd in points last year.
How many top 10s?
3 top 10s, 1 top 5.
Hey, he's got a top 5.
Hey, got a top 5. Haley doesn't have that, but I know Justin Haley fans. Oh no, he had 3 top 10s last year. So in reality, Justin Haley has a single top 10 more than Corey LaJoie had in the last year and a half. That's bad.
That's really bad.
Wait, does Corey LaJoie have a top 10 this year? No, he's wrecked out of every race he's been in.
Yeah.
Yes. His average finish is 33. Yeah, 33.3 this year. Bad.
Who is Haley's?
No, LaJoie's in his.
No one.
4 starts, average finish of 33rd. Yikes.
Yeah.
But. Oh no, never mind. Those miles. I thought they had race winnings in here, and I was like, well, that's weird because I don't remember them ever posting those. No, it's miles. I was about to say it made no money this year either. So yeah, bad day for Haley. He used up the Noah Gragson. Gragson spins out, like a third of the field goes off into the dirt. We just have an absolute dust storm. While all that's happening, Josh Berry, the absolute agent of chaos in the closing 12 laps of this race, just uses up. He runs in the back of the 43 of Eric Jones, and then it's like he had this split-second moment of like, oh yeah, he wrecked me last week in Chicago, and then he just kind of turns to the left a little bit and just spins the 43 out up there. So got away with that one. Caution comes out, of course. We'll get to the other Josh Berry thing in a second, because I think his second wreck was way more obvious than his first wreck.
Like, you had to go back and watch the first one.
Yeah.
To
understand it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that might have been on purpose. I love Josh Berry, too. I think that he is exactly what the sport needs in terms of, like, guys that grinded and went up through the system and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But Yeah, it felt like he had been holding some cards in his back pocket, and he's going to use up every IOU on Sunday in Sonoma. So we get to restart there. The next lap, surprise again, we wreck once again in the S's. This time it is the 47 spinning off the nose of the 54 in the S's.
Yep.
And Stenhouse goes into the barriers, into the tire barriers, which need to be reset. And this sparked a debate, which to me was one of the dumber debates that the internet has had this week outside of do we have too many road courses? We'll get to that in a minute as well. And everybody was like, red flag the race.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Do you know how many caution laps that used? Two. Do you know how many caution laps a red flag would have cost? 2. So we didn't save any. We wouldn't have saved any laps. And every time I try to explain that, people are losing their minds. I'm like, no, that's what would have happened. I get it.
You know where I stand on this? I'm a firm believer that caution laps under 10 to go shouldn't count.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that, right? Like, take it back to where there's no, like, we could still have the overtime or actually, I wouldn't even have you can get rid of overtime in that situation, right? Like,
I vote for always getting rid of overtime, but that's...
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say they wreck on the second lap. Guess what? We're still running it.
Oh, yeah. In your situation, we may go forever.
I'm okay with that.
See, I would rather just end.
But like, if you get to the last lap and it's white flag, next lap ends the race, it's just like we can still go forever right now. It's the same thing.
Yeah, we tried to in Nashville last year.
Yeah.
That went on for way too long. But yeah, I don't think it should have been. First off, credit to the safety team and the track team.
Kick butt.
They got that thing reset and the barrier put back up so fast. So they did a great job in that situation. But yeah, having the booth openly like yelling for a red flag was bizarre. The TNT booth is the same booth as Prime, but yet they act completely different.
It's bad.
Yeah, I don't understand it because I think you and I texted, or I texted with somebody about this, that Dale and Steve were pretty critical of the Ty Gibbs situation. Yeah. And then they immediately flipped later, which we did as well after we saw all the video. But like their tone in the booth is just kind of all over the place.
What I don't understand is, like you said, it's literally the same booth. The only thing that really should have changed was the fact that it went from Prime to TNT.
Yeah, I think we have a different director too. I think. Because some of those...
But that doesn't change how they talk.
No, but having some slight inside knowledge into what Fox kind of encourages their on-air talent to do, I think there might be some encouragement to sound a certain way.
Yeah.
Versus where I think Prime kind of was like, hey, we want to do it X way. Yeah. Versus maybe the way TNT wants to do it. So yeah, we had the Stenhouse wreck, and then we get another restart, which now I'm kind of forgetting in my mind. We had Kyle Larson spin out in turn 4. John Hunter Nemechek just dumped him. He comes back across the racetrack and clips Ryan Blaney. Blaney had an absolute terrible day.
That didn't even pull a caution.
No, which is crazy to me because they actually made a lot of contact.
Yeah, there's debris everywhere.
There was debris a lot of places. I mean, Larson's car, I was like, I don't know if he can drive it back. He was able to, but like he had substantial quarter panel damage, which again,
his rear was shot.
Yeah. Forgot to mention Blaney got himself beached on the hill after he and Busher.
Picture from Cars where he's in the bush and then Blaney right next to it.
That's hilarious.
I was like, I saw that on Twitter today and I almost died.
I remember as a kid, Jerry Nadeau in the 13 Dan Marino car back then went up the hill and like ramped in 98. And that's what I was thinking with Blaney. And then I was like, oh no, we sit too low to the ground. Like we were going to bottom out. And that's exactly what he did. He kind of hit like a bit of a ditch and then he was stopped right there.
He wasn't going
anymore. No, he was a bad day to be a Ryan Blaney fan.
Yeah, he decided I'm in California. I'm going to the beach.
I'm just beached right here. I believe Blaney now has 8 DNFs on the season.
It's the most in his career, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're just over halfway through the season. So hang on a second here. He has Oh, wait. Why does Racing Reference not show you the DNFs? I'm running at the finish of 13 out of 20, so 7. Bad. Wow. So yeah, that Larson incident happened, and then we had Josh Berry getting into the 77 of Carson Hocevar. And I don't mean like rolled up and made slight contact with him. I mean, he saw him and was like, oh, this is 77. And he turned left in a right-hand corner and just dumped the 77 and was done with him.
What I thought was hilarious is on the broadcast, they were literally talking about the 77, and all of a sudden you just see him turning. I was like, all right.
Man, he's gone. Went from having a top 10 potential day to 32nd. Just bad for Carson Hocevar.
Tanked.
Gosh, he went from he got 5 total points on Sunday. That's bad.
He flipped every stage.
Yeah, which is dumb. That was dumb because he was not going to win. He was in contention for a top 10. I'll give him that, but I probably would. Stenhouse finished a spot behind him in 33rd. Stenhouse took home 17 points because he played the stage point game. Just not the smartest move there. So that sets us up for Shane Van Gisbergen. He survives, wins the race. Chase Elliott was making progress on newer tires, and then at the top of exit of turn 2, drives off the racetrack, just trying to get the power down, pushed wide, got in the dirt, lost 3rd spot, ends up being able to get back on track and then regain 3rd, but was never going to catch SVG. And I don't think that he was going to get there even if he did drive off the racetrack. He may have got to 2nd. I think he gets to 2nd, but I don't think he gets to the 88 on that last lap.
I think it would have been close. I think there towards the end, once SVG realized that, okay, they can't get to me, he was kind of coasting it. Not coasting it per se, but like relaxing a little bit. But I definitely think it would have been close.
It would have made it interesting, for sure.
Yeah.
The Chase fans out there, I think they were the ones that really wanted the red flag when I was looking at the replies because they thought their guy had a good shot at it. But yeah, those late race cautions.
I would have loved to seen it gone green just to see if he could have gotten there.
Yeah, it would have been close. 13, he would have 12 laps to try to make it through there and gain 13 spots. Like he was going to pass at least 2 cars a lap in those early couple laps, especially being on fresh tires. So, yeah. But Van Gisbergen wins once again. Obviously, we're off to Dover this upcoming weekend, so wouldn't expect him to win there. Wouldn't, but who knows?
Watch him do it and just piss everyone off.
People will be so mad. People will be so angry about it. And then we have Indy the week after that. So we have one road course left in the regular season, Watkins Glen, and then the Roval left in the playoffs. But he was also in the Saturday Xfinity Series race once again, the 9 JRM car. And he and Connor Zilisch gave us a race on a road course that everybody has been waiting for since Chicago of last year when Larson and SVG gave us one heck of a race. Zilisch and SVG put on an absolute clinic. There was nobody else. The only other 2 people to lead on Saturday were Sam Mayer and Brandon Jones, and that's just because they didn't flip the stage and they went on to win the stage.
The other 2 flipped the stage, didn't they?
Yeah, it was
a snooze fest.
What's that?
It was a snooze fest.
It was if you were looking for a race outside of those 2, it was a snooze fest because they were the class of the field all day. No natural cautions in this race, 2 cautions for the stage breaks, but it comes down to the last few laps, and it felt like SVG had the faster car there at the end because he was able to drop back, and then he was able to drive all the way back up to the bumper of Zilisch, and then couldn't find a way around him in a clean way. And I think what happened in Chicago affected the way he raced on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to dump him again.
No. And for all the people, there were a lot of people that were like, oh, he tried to dump him. No, if you're going to dump somebody, especially in the Xfinity car, you can dump them.
You can dump them. That thing's so loose on the rear end that you can just send them.
it's not like a cup car where like you got to kind of hit him to get him to go. Yeah. So yeah, if he wanted to move Zilisch, he would have, and he got him sideways a couple times and let the 88 gather back up. But one of those two guys is going to win, and I'm super excited to have Zilisch probably in the Cup Series next year, because I think that he and SVG are going to put on shows.
That's going to be fun to watch.
He's one of the few guys that I think can actually keep up with
which
Shane.
is crazy to think about, because he's what?
He's 18. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I got to tell you about something real quick. I was scrolling through Instagram this weekend. Yeah. And on the Explore page, Brent Cruz came up. We're all familiar with who Brent Cruz is. Toyota development driver. I believe he's 16, maybe 17 years old. Not sure. He's young.
A great kid. He's a pretty good kid.
Yeah. Nice kid. He was driving the NASCAR branded EV in Chicago on Sunday morning. And he had posted from Chicago. And he was obviously there to do that EV, test run and whatever. And I saw the picture he posted from Chicago, and I was like, oh, like his siblings kind of look like they're around our age. Cam, they weren't his siblings. They were his parents. And I was like, oh my gosh. His parents have to be like late 30s, early 40s. They look young. And I was like,
good for them.
This is the point we're getting to now.
Where
people around my age are going to start having kids that are in race cars. Like if you start young, like, yeah, you're going to get to that point relatively soon.
Yeah, you're also pretty old though, so.
I'm getting there. I mean, if we have
starting to get a little gray there, Matt.
Oh my gosh. No, it's bad. When I get my hair cut, I got a lot of grays up in the sides. But yeah, if we ever have kids, we're going to be old at the racetrack. Not you and I, me and my girlfriend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made me feel old, and it kind of bummed me out.
Well, I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it.
I know. But I'm not ready for the drivers that we talk about to
have kids.
Well, that, and for like their parents to be like in the age group.
Yeah.
Don't love it.
Okay. Or you want to talk about the fact that in less than 5 years, there'll be another Harvick in NASCAR?
That's depressing too, actually. I saw Jeff Gordon's kids are like 18 and 16.
Why are they not racing?
Because their dad's got $400 million in the bank, and they're like, we don't need to do this.
True. Touche.
Like, you know what? We're just going to ride this out and wear a Hendrick
would too.
Yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, so the Xfinity, back to the Xfinity Series race, it was between Zilisch and SVG. Good race, but good race out the front. Everything else was
I'm excited to see, because we all know it's coming. Zilisch is going to be in that 99.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we all know it's coming. I'm excited to see, one, how many road courses we have next year. Two, if they wreck each other and knock each other out of them.
Chase Elliott fans are super excited about this possibility that he could get back to victory lane. I will say, for the Chase Elliott fans real quick, he had the most complete road course race, I think, that we've seen out of him
in a while.
In the Gen 7 era, since that Indy race where McDowell beat him, where he and McDowell were like nose to tail the entire race. So you should feel encouraged that he at least had good speed all day.
We talked about this after the Atlanta race, that this is the best we've seen Chase Elliott since before his wreck.
He has a confidence back to him. Yeah,
yes. He's got that confidence back. And honestly, like, that's a good thing for him.
It's a really good thing. That's what he needs, because they were missing something over there. I think that when we start to get back into the oval portion of the schedule now, I think we're going to see him start to get back around. He's really good at, he's been really good at Dover before. Indy's a toss-up, of course. And then we're going to get in some other tracks where he's been competitive at. And obviously he's in the playoffs. So we'll see what he can start trying to...
He can take chances. right? Like he's in the playoffs now, so they can take chances and they can throw it at the wall and see what sticks. Essentially,
Agreed. All right, 2 to go here. We just kind of touched on it a little bit, talking about having 6 road courses, maybe 7 next year. Do we have too many road courses? This debate drove me insane this last week.
Why?
Because everybody keeps saying we have too many road courses. We have 36 races, 38 if you count our exhibitions. 6 of them are road courses. That accounts for 16% of the schedule. That means we have 84% of the schedule is all on ovals.
Can I change the narrative?
Yeah, I think I know where you're going, but yes, go ahead.
We have too many races.
I didn't think that's where you're going, but I don't disagree with that. What's your sweet spot?
Anything that makes it to where they're not racing during football season.
Oh, goodness, I don't think...
Or...
like IndyCar. But
no, okay.
We're
not ending in August, but like
which is
September,
crazy.
October.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't want to go until November.
Yeah, there's no point in it going all the way to November when you're sitting there trying to fight with the NFL who's making a playoff push.
But what are we going to do about that fall Martinsville race? There's something nice about the foliage.
Ooh. I got something for your foliage in a little bit. I got something for that later.
I'm so excited. I have no idea where that's going, but...
Oh, I know you don't.
Okay.
Because this is something you and I have not talked about.
Oh, boy. See, I like when we get things sprung upon us in this, in our burnout session. So I thought you were going to say, actually, that we had too many road courses too close together. And I think that was the... After reading all the responses on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, because I certainly helped lead the charge for we have the appropriate amount of road courses. The genesis kind of came down to everybody being upset that we have 3 road courses within 5 races. Yes. And if you want to be upset about that, then okay, fine. I can see why people wouldn't like that.
There's no reason to have back-to-back road course races.
No, other than the fact that the TNT portion schedule was the cheapest portion of the schedule, and they were like, listen, we'll give you a marquee race in Chicago, which I was actually surprised that TNT got, because I believe the last 2 years, that was the second most watched race on the calendar. So that was a little bit surprising. But yeah, I think 6 is a perfect number. If they just evenly space them out, if we had a road course every 6th race throughout the schedule, nobody would complain. At least not to the level that they are right now. Yeah. There is a possibility, and plug your ears if you want to hear this, that there could be 7 road course races next year. And I think that's when you start to approach into the territory of too many road courses. I think
who won COTA?
Christopher Bell.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we can't sweep all the road courses.
No, but you can get close.
You can get close.
He can sweep the rest and then come back and win COTA next year and complete the Tiger Slam, and we can have it like that. But
the what?
The Tiger Slam, when Tiger won the Grand Slam, but
my God.
He won some in one year and then some in the next year. But he held all 4 at the same time.
Oh Lordy.
That's the new SVG challenge. You got to win
all. New challenge for
be
SVG.
the winner of all 6 at the same time. I think if we gave him that challenge, he's going to do it. So
he would.
Yeah. But I think that 6 is the appropriate amount. I think 8 is probably too many. 7, you're flirting with too many.
What would be the 7?
So there's a outside possibility that Chicago exists again. So you're looking at COTA, Sonoma, Chicago, Mexico, Watkins Glen, Roval, San Diego.
I think the Roval's.
You think I don't know. If it's up to Marcus Smith, apparently it's never leaving.
It sucks.
It's terrible. I went to it last year. I went to both the Xfinity and Cup races there last year.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
It might honestly be the worst race on the circuit.
New Hampshire exists.
Exactly. It might be the worst race on the circuit. I would rather bring back 3 Kentuckys than watch the Roval.
What about the Truck Series at the Roval?
We get that this year, don't we?
Oh yeah, we do. On a Friday afternoon at 3:30. So I hope you're ready.
Which is stupid.
Stupid. But what could end up being the most chaotic race of the season, nobody's going to watch, which might actually be a good thing for the series.
I mean, it could be one of those one-off races, but like,
yeah, no,
it's terrible. It is honestly terrible. Attendance for it is terrible. Like, it's a boring race.
It is painfully boring.
Yeah.
You've watched that race from pit road, which I did last year, and it's even worse watching it from pit road.
Yeah.
Because the cars go by in front of you on the front stretch, coming out of that chicane at not very fast.
No.
And then as soon as they go off into turn one,
they're gone.
They're gone.
You don't see them.
No. And not that you really can on the oval either, but at least I can look down pit road for them to come out of turn 4, where even here, you don't get to see it unless you're down at that end of pit road.
I mean, it was the first time I went to it was kind of cool because like you got to like hear the changes and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the race, I fell asleep on pit wall during the Roval race.
Yeah. You should work in like endurance racing then.
Like, literally fell asleep on pit wall during the race because it was so boring.
You didn't do the insane rain race there, did you, for the Xfinity series? That was before your time, I believe.
That was 22, I believe.
Was it 22 or 21?
Well, yeah, I wasn't there for that.
I kind of wish you were just to hear the war story of that because it sounded awful.
I am lucky enough to not have ever had to do a rain race.
Oh. I guess you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. That is lucky.
I mean, I've hit every single track with rain. Like,
yeah,
I'll never forget going out to the last race at Fontana and it literally being snowing in Los Angeles.
I miss Fontana just because that early season race, Mount Baldy would have the snow up on the mountains and everything. It looked cool. It was one of the best backdrops in NASCAR, but you know, we had to get rid of it.
No, we shouldn't have.
I know. I miss it. All right, one to go. We're going to talk about the news we teased last week because here's the thing. That clip, made its rounds. Things were talked about on the internet about it. People were asking on Reddit, are we trolling? This and that. Here's one thing. I'm never going to troll about silly season because we both... I've confirmed it with multiple people at this point.
Yep.
It's made its way around the garage area now a little bit. I saw another big-time NASCAR rumor account talking about it today. So the news has leaked its way out where people are aware of it now. Care to tell people who has a Penske deal that's in the Xfinity series and doesn't drive a Ford?
I saw a lot of guesses.
Somebody guessed, like 2 people got it right that I saw.
Off rip, 2 people got it right.
Yeah.
More people, once we went back and like they started looking at it, more people were getting it right.
One person literally sent me his dad's race results for Penske. And I was like, oh, you nailed it. Congrats, bud. His dad raced for Penske.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So somebody sent me like a screenshot of his dad's race results for Penske. And I was like, yes, you are correct. It is his son. So good work there.
Like, I mean, if you really think about it, it's not hard to figure out, right?
For some people, it was. The amount of people. So first off here, tell them who you're talking about.
Carson Kvapil.
Yes. So that was when I told everybody that I was floored when I heard it. And then equally as floored when I found out about it or heard about it again from 2 other sources, actually. It still didn't make sense. But
so here's why I say it makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense, but like on the surface, it's like...
The reason we both said it doesn't make sense is because it's a JRM car and you just assume JRM's going directly to Hendrick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like they're in the Chevy pipeline.
right? You're in the Chevy pipeline, right? So that's why we both said it didn't make sense. Where it does make sense is the Chevy pipe or the Ford pipeline is terrible.
Awful. Has been for a long time.
Has been. And always will be.
One of the
until
worst
something
at keeping
changes.
count. Yes.
Right? Like, it is awful.
The Oakland A's of the NASCAR pipeline. Because anytime they get a prospect, guess what? They lose them.
They lose them.
They cannot
right?
keep a prospect.
So that's why it makes sense. And everyone's going to come in here and has already come in here and said that he's coming for the 2.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think that's happening. Personally.
No. I think
I can see it being one of those where, okay, FRM or something like that, or the 21 or something like that. I don't think he's going for the 2 yet.
Want me to hit you with something that I thought about today that is plausible? So there's all this talk about the NASCAR lawsuit going on this week. NASCAR can pull the charters from those teams. Mm-hmm. So that gives NASCAR 6 charters to sell. Mm-hmm. Okay, we know that. Penske has their 3 charters. They're now limited to 3 charters. The Wood brothers, who operate out of the Penske shop as a 4th car, they own a single charter. Guess what they can do?
They could buy 2 more.
They could buy 2 more. And then Penske becomes a 6-car power team, essentially. I'm not saying they're going to.
Essentially, yes.
There's a pathway for that to happen now if they wanted to. Assuming NASCAR gets to pull
we need to talk about this, because if we don't talk about this on this podcast, it'll be a disservice, right? Like
the charter situation?
The charter situation. We definitely need to talk about the charter situation, right?
All right, let's get into it.
So
I'm ready. I've been reading about it all day.
Okay, go.
So essentially what has happened today on Monday, the teams filed for a new preliminary injunction. And they're seeking a temporary restraining order against NASCAR so that NASCAR cannot pull their charters on Wednesday because the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that NASCAR, they threw out the injunction for the teams and said that NASCAR can pull those charters in 7 days. The teams asked for a rehearing from that Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. They were denied that by the full panel of judges, which then means after 7 days, which will happen on Wednesday, NASCAR can pull the charters from those teams. Because those teams never signed a charter agreement, those charters are just out in the open right now. So when NASCAR takes possession of those, there's no owner of them currently because the owners of those charters didn't sign a charter deal. So they're null and void, essentially, which means NASCAR can turn around and sell those charters immediately if they want to, and for whatever price they want to as well. And I think that's where it gets a little bit sticky because NASCAR can control the entire market price of these charters right now. But I know those people are going to be like, well, sell one to Dale Jr. for $5 million. Okay. Is that a possible idea? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
At the same time, though, you have 13 other teams that signed a charter agreement and would like that charter market price to stay up in that 30 to 45-ish $1 million range. So they would hope and encourage NASCAR to sell those charters for near market price, right? Obviously, when you have 6 charters flood the market, it's a supply and demand situation.
100%.
Supply is high. Is the demand that high? We'll have to wait and see. Because I think, realistically, I can account for 4 charters if they were to hit the market. I think we can maybe talk about where 4 would go. But
where do you think? I have an idea. Where do you think?
Legacy, RFK, RCR, and Rickware Racing, assuming they keep their 2 charters, they would buy the other one because TJ Pusher wants a 3-car team.
Yep. So that's 3.
That's 4. Legacy, RCR, RFK, RWR.
Okay, so that's 4.
That would put all of those cars at 3, or all the teams at 3 cars.
One to Wood Brothers.
If they wanted it to happen, like it's a possible idea. Or
how many does Colic have? 3?
2.
2?
Yeah. So there's another one if they're interested in it as well. Or does somebody new come in? Like, there's a lot of possibilities that open up with this. And I think maybe the most ruthless part would be to sell those charters back to 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports. Essentially have them pay double for their charters if they want to be involved in NASCAR still. Which, again, is a scenario.
Okay, and here's what you've talked about it a little bit, but not many people have talked about it. they get money
Yeah.
for having the charters
Yes.
and for finishing with the charters.
Yes.
If they lose those charters, do they have to pay all that money back?
So what came out today is it appears that NASCAR will seek for the money that's been paid out for the first 20 races, the charter money to those teams, to be paid back to them. Now, will that happen? I think that's another question that's going to have to be asked in court, because technically they did operate as chartered teams.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, NASCAR's rebuttal to that will be the fact that you never signed a charter
They
agreement.
never signed the
thrown
agreement.
out. So, yeah. There's a lot of things that are going on with this. NASCAR has until 5 p.m. on Wednesday to respond to the courts. The teams want a decision by this weekend, obviously, because there's a race this weekend. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to get it by Friday. I would imagine they'll get it by Friday. But in the meantime, NASCAR can pull those charters on Wednesday. So I expect them to be pulled, and then we have to wait to determine whether or not there's a temporary restraining order that is granted to have them, given back to the teams. But
so the question then becomes is, all those cars have to make the race?
Yes. Which
be interesting.
Shouldn't be a problem, right? Because Chicago is the only race that we've had 40 cars or more show up. Unless some people want to be a little bit diabolical with this.
I mean, you're going to get your 66s, your 44s,
Or, hang on a second, because teams can get really tricky with this. Spire can enter a fourth car, Trackhouse can enter a fourth car, RFA can enter a fourth car, Legacy can enter 2 more cars if they really wanted to. Teams could make this a bit of a nightmare for them. Now, is it in the financial interest of the teams to enter open cars? Not really. Not unless they have a sponsor for them. But
if you do,
if you wanted to potentially try to keep, Tyler Reddick out of the playoffs, if he misses a race, guess what? He's not getting a waiver for it. They're not going to give you a waiver for missing a race. They've done that before, denying waivers for not qualifying for races or for missing races. So yeah, I'm not saying it's going to happen. But
it very well could.
Yeah, it could. Like we've seen in the past, teams stack races with extra cars or trucks. The famous example, Brendan Gaughan losing the Truck Series Championship at Homestead, when the other team brought in, I can't remember who that was, Jimmy Smith at that point, brought in other trucks, and one of those trucks ended up taking him out, but they wanted to stack the field. So yeah, it's not out of the question, but it could get interesting.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens, honestly, right? Like, yes, you get the fact of you're getting 6 charters that could just poof, right? Yeah. It'll make silly season. Because essentially all those drivers then become free agents.
Tyler Reddick's a free agent then.
Yeah.
And there are teams that would absolutely pay one of their current drivers to go away.
Yeah.
Next year.
For Tyler Reddick.
Absolutely.
There's tons of teams that would do it.
Yeah.
But he would probably have to stay with Toyota.
I don't think so.
Is he a Toyota driver, though?
Not where he's tied to them. I think that he would be free and clear to go wherever because his contract's voided.
Did you see Tyler Reddick at RCR?
Absolutely not. He wouldn't do that. I don't think he would go back there. But I talked about this. Well, here's the thing. I talked about this on YouTube a couple weeks ago. 2026 silly season is going to be a lot more chaotic than this silly season because next year there's a lot of drivers going into the final year of their contract next year. Final year, 1 year left on your deal for 2026. There are plenty of teams out there that will just pay you to go away for a year. Like they'll just buy your contract out and have him replaced. But you have guys like Austin Cindric, Alex Bowman. I believe the legacy car guys are in,
aren't they?
Yeah, I believe both of them are. Kyle Larson is as well, but we already know he's going to get re-signed, so that's a non-issue.
It's a matter of how much with him.
Yeah. Both the RCR boys are in it, but I don't think he would go back there. Denny Hamlin's on a contract year this year. Not saying that it could happen, but Martin Truex Jr. found a home there when his ride went away.
Let's say they do lose those charters.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin goes to 2311 to save 2311.
Picking up the race as an open car. I mean, that's just a losing proposition.
But if anybody's going to do it and bet on himself, do you not think Denny's going to do it?
I don't know. I just want to know how far Denny's willing to go with it. And,
I bet you he's willing to go pretty far.
Well, based on their statement today, they're willing to go all the way to the trial in December. Which, interestingly enough, today we learned that NASCAR has offered to sit down with the teams and try to come up with a settlement, but the teams have refused to respond to their request. So, which is surprising because NASCAR, previous to this, has said that they're not interested in settling.
Yeah.
So, you can argue which side of NASCAR, why NASCAR would consider doing that, but yeah, it's going to be interesting this week.
It's going to be interesting to see because that'll screw Toyota.
Oh, 100%. And for all the people that think that Legacy would consider switching to Dodge or whatever, guess what? If 2311 Racing loses their charters and ceases to exist as we currently know it, Legacy's not going anywhere.
No,
they are going to be.
Toyota's not going to let them.
Yeah, they can't afford to let them.
No. And then it becomes, what does 2311 do? Right? That's tough.
Super tough. Because you need those charters. They become the factory Dodge team and get 4 charters.
Get 4 charters. I mean, okay, and we're talking about 2311. What does FRM do? Just go straight to truck racing?
FRM is in a really bad spot here. Because Bob Jenkins has got money.
Oh, for sure.
Bob Jenkins doesn't have Michael Jordan $1 billion level of money where he can afford to, keep this going. But losing out on your prize money for a charter is bad. They're losing out on a lot of money. A lot of their budget is built around the money they get from charters.
Yeah.
And to lose that, he's now got to come up with $10-12 million. That's tough. That's a tough check to write when you didn't have to write it if you didn't want to go down this path.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, part of me thinks that the teams are so far down the path that they maybe are like, oh, I wish we could get out of it, but we don't know how to now.
But we don't know how to now.
Yeah, so we're just committed to it.
I think they didn't think NASCAR would actually pull the charters.
I don't think they... So I think they had 2 things they didn't think were going to happen. The charters being pulled, and I don't think they expected NASCAR to countersue them as well and the court allow it to stay.
Yeah.
Because the court's going to hear it, which I don't think they banked on. Yeah, it's going to get messy. It's going to get messier before it gets cleaned up.
I was going to say, it's not going to get... It is messy.
Yeah, well, it's about to get real messy on Wednesday, potentially.
So here's my question is, do they have to pull it on Wednesday, or do they have from Wednesday until a certain... They have to pull them on Wednesday?
No. Wednesday is the first day that they can pull it.
Okay.
They can pull it at any point. They could show good faith and let them keep them, right? They're not going to, but
they're not going to.
They're not going to, but they could if they wanted to. My interpretation of all of it is when Wednesday rolls around, they're gone. We're not waiting around. Whether that's 12:01 a.m. or we wait until the office opens at 9, they're gone any way you look at it.
Yeah. I think it's definitely going to be interesting. And I mean, that's a lot of pipeline drivers that are going to be opened.
You know who could potentially be open?
Who?
Corey Heim. His contract's with 2311 Racing.
I didn't even think about that.
Corey Heim, welcome to the Chevy camp. Hope you enjoy being a Hendrick Motorsports driver.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So that's kind of the big... And don't get me wrong, FRM has... I think all 3 FRM drivers are really talented. I think they're all eventual Cup Series winners. I think that they all can get it done at the Cup Series level between Noah Gragson, Todd Gilliland, and Zane Smith. The unfortunate part for them is I don't know how sought after they would be on an open market in the current landscape that we have, meaning everybody has rides next year, basically.
Yeah.
Same thing for Bubba Wallace. Brings a lot of sponsors. Is a point merchant at this point. Like, he's done a really good job just collecting points. There's only 3 points above the cutoff, but like, he's had an okay year. Needs to win, of course. But are people lining up to grab him like they would a Tyler Reddick or a Corey Heim? I don't think so.
I think they would for the pure fan aspect of it.
That's fair.
Because there are a ton of people out there that are just Bubba fans.
Yeah.
And follow just because of Bubba.
True.
Right? So I think someone would be willing to take a chance. You're telling me a colleague, a Spire, a something on that level wouldn't take a chance on him just to get the money of selling merch?
What car is he going to go into at Spire if we already have somebody lined up to take the 7 car?
I'm curious if you and I are on the same page on that one.
We are. I know we are. Oh, no, that's not who I thought. I was thinking about our friend from south of the border.
Oh, I was not.
No.
That's not where I was going.
Oh, that's where I was going with it.
No,
but
that's where I was going.
Hey, credit to him. Got a Xfinity series start this weekend with Jordan Anderson.
Yep.
It was great.
Or how about Jake Finch?
I'm not sold on Jake Finch yet. We'll see.
We spoke about this earlier.
Yeah.
But
making his Xfinity series debut this weekend in the Hendrick 17 car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're going to see Raja in that 17 this year, which I'm kind of bummed about.
Which doesn't make sense. But...
No, I asked about it too, and they're like, no, I think he's going to end up over at Anderson, which of course he did. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But let's get into the burnout section here to end this off. Who was your driver of the race?
I mean, it's got to be SVG, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, that's.
Is there any other? Maybe Chase, but like.
So I actually was going to go with McDowell on this one because
started 15th,
finished 4th, and the team played the strategy game really, really well. He had speed, but he put them in position to be able to try a different strategy, and it paid off for them. Yeah. So I think for me, that was a complete race by that team. SVG, though, he's up here, and then everybody else is just...
Like, that's got to be it, right?
Oh, yeah. Has to be it. Just a dominating performance by he and that entire organization.
Move of the race has to be splitting the stage and still winning it.
It has to be. That is absolutely the move of the race. The not move of the race, Christopher Bell spinning at the top of the hill and then just driving right back onto the racetrack in front of AJ Allmendinger like he was Riley Hurst in Mexico.
That was wild.
Oh, that's so dumb. But he had to do it to save his race, which I understand. Because if he just sat there and let everybody pass, then he's screwed.
Yeah.
But when I saw it happen in the moment, I was like, oh my God. And I didn't even listen to AJ's radio, but I knew what AJ was saying on the radio. And it was just every version of the F word and combination you could think of, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, he's just a fiery guy.
Got it.
Hot take from the weekend.
Sonoma's too late in the year.
You want it in the springtime like everybody else?
I want it early because it looks so freaking ugly. I was literally watching the race and I was like, this area is so beautiful in the spring.
It is pretty beautiful though, even with the brown. Now I'm very partial to the Bay Area. I'm a huge fan of the area. Spent a lot of time there. You're right though, the springtime just looks so much better.
It's so much prettier.
Or run in like late fall.
Late fall, right? I've always said if you're going to do a West Coast swing, Sonoma needs to be in it. There's no point and no reason for us to go from Chicago, Sonoma, Dover.
None whatsoever.
No reason.
There's no reason to do that. Yeah, there's not a real good reason for it, other than like it is warmer to go
It
out
is
this time of
warmer,
year.
right? Yeah, I'll give you that.
I
But
got so jealous of Tyler Reddick, the video that he posted from the Giants game
the Giants
on
game,
Saturday, where he was wearing a hoodie and a jacket, and I was like, I really want to wear a hoodie and a jacket right now. I just want to be cold.
in like 2 weeks when we go to the Reds game and we're sitting there in t-shirts, sweating our
Just
butts
dying.
off.
Yeah. Welcome to the Ohio Valley. Temperature's
Yeah.
90, humidity's 100.
See, I'm one of those where I'd much rather it be hot than cold.
Oh my goodness. I'm building something in the backyard, and on Sunday I finally just was like, I have to take a break. I can't do this anymore. I'm just sweat's dripping into my sunglasses, and I was like, I'm done.
I've always been the one where, I mean, I'm from Georgia, right? Like,
Georgia.
I'm used to the heat, and I played football for almost 20 years. My body doesn't like the cold.
No, yeah, you're.
Everything hurts more in the cold.
Get ready for some snow this year.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
it's gonna. Kentucky gets snow now. Welcome to.
Kentucky's always gotten snow.
They have. I think they're just getting it more frequently.
My freshman year of college, we got 2.5 feet.
Hell yeah.
Like, literally didn't go to school for the whole month of February because we were snowed out.
So when I was in school, I remember nobody cares about this, but like we never got snow days, and it bummed me out so much in college.
Well, I mean, I'm from Georgia. If it snows even a half an inch, I'm not doing anything.
Shut it down.
I'm shutting it down, man. I don't like the snow.
I made the dumb decision this past winter. I have 2 sets of tires for my car.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not putting the winter tires on. It literally never snows here anymore. We got
like every week.
We got 14 inches of snow in one go. And I was like, so I'm not going anywhere. No, like literally couldn't go if I even wanted to.
You work from home.
I know, right? Huge bonus because I'm like, well, we are stuck.
We're staying right here.
Yeah. Won't make that mistake again. Actually, maybe we'll just buy a 4x4.
CK is a Penske driver.
Yep.
For those of you that guessed it, good job.
Congratulations. You win.
For those of you that said Anthony Alfredo and
Matt DiBenedetto was one, and I was
Matty D.
What? I know he's got a fan base, but what? That one made no sense. Who else did they mention there? Somebody said Jeb Burton. And I was like, did Jeb Burton comment this? Like, who? Why? No offense to Jeb, but like, he's not a Penske.
Wait, I gotta look. There was one comment that I was just like baffled by. Hold on, let me pull it up. It's up to 43,000 views, though.
Yeah, it did pretty well.
Yeah.
If you don't follow us on TikTok, at Closing Laps, you can find us there.
Give us a follow. Someone said Zilisch.
Yeah, again, no. Brandon Jones was a popular one.
Nick Sanchez.
Somebody did actually nail it.
Yeah, literally to the T.
To the T, did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mikel Perez. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people finally put pieces together. Somebody just said Ryan C to the 2 confirmed. Like, yeah, good job, bud. Obviously, he said it as a joke. Jesse Love was another popular one.
Which doesn't make sense. I mean,
no.
At all.
Not that he's tied to Chevy or anything like that, but his name has come up for other...
There was a lot of Brandon Jones guesses, which I get based on... Menards, but Menards isn't his.
No, well... Yeah, his dad's the president of Ream?
Yeah.
Which was then through Menards, yeah, so...
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that, but yeah.
Because Menards has always been a JRM sponsor.
But they're JGR. They go with him, but
That's true. I'm thinking he's still at junior.
At JRM, yeah. So yeah, their sponsorship is very much like
Liquid.
that, but like the sponsorship that Herb Springs, where it's a B2B type of thing between the 2 companies. So yeah, no, Carson Kvapil. Penske driver, which his dad drove for Penske, so there's
which is why it makes sense, right? Like, I mean, he's a great up and coming talent, probably top 5 prospect there is right now.
Yeah, I mean, I told you, I think he's easily number 2 in the Chevy pipeline as it currently stands. You think Jesse Love's above him, which is fair. Like, there's an argument to be made either way for both of them. Jesse at least has Xfinity wins so far, where Carson's still trying to get that first. But
I think overall,
obviously
as
not
a
in the
driver,
Chevy pipeline, but yeah,
I think overall as a driver, Jesse Love's a better driver.
Yeah. So Kvapil probably, like you said, top 3 or top 5,
top 5
3 maybe. Yeah,
top 5 prospect. I mean, it's probably going. Zilisch is number 1.
Yeah, Zilisch, Heim,
right?
And then, throw Jesse Love,
Carson, Kvapil, Austin Hill.
Anytime Austin Hill gets included in a prospects list, I'm always just yelling at my computer like, he's not a prospect.
I had a buddy that messaged me and was like, because when we were talking about charters, and I said, I could see Jesse Love going into being a third charter at RCR, and he said, not Austin Hill? And I said, do you realize how old Austin Hill is?
Nobody does.
No.
I'm here to tell people Austin Hill is not young.
No.
32.
Like, people think he's like 23, 24.
I'd say that, and Josh Berry got a cup right at like 34 years old. So
yeah, but he's Josh Berry.
He's Josh Berry. But hey, that Cars tour to good NASCAR rides seems Carson to be a certain pipeline. So Connor Hall, maybe we'll see him up. Butterbean, got a ride.
Give me some good old Butterbean, man.
Butterbean.
We had this conversation today. Butterbean deserves more respect.
He does. All right. I think that wraps us up for Sonoma. We're off to Dover next weekend. Cup, Xfinity, and ARCA race on Friday night at 5:30, I believe.
Give me Butterbean.
The first ARCA East combo race of the year. So the car count will be slightly elevated, but there will be the same cars out front, like always in ARCA. But yeah, you can find us on Twitter at Closing Laps. That was run by Cam over here. You can find myself at Break Hard. You can find Cam at Full Send Racing
underscore Full Send
Racing.
Real quick, who's your pick?
Oh, good call. Who won this race last year?
The 11.
Oh yeah, he did. Damn it. I'm going to go not with the 11 because I think that he is slightly off. Oh, this is a tough one. This is a real tough one. Who are you picking?
Give me the guy who has spun out the last 2 weeks and still gotten a top 10.
The guy who finished P4 last year, started on the pole?
Yep. Give me the 8.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch, baby.
I'm actually going to make the Chase Elliott fans happy. I think that driver 9 gets it done. P5 last year started 29th, so if he can just start a little bit better, that could be good for him.
Yeah.
But like we said, I think he's got that confidence back right now. Larson is a driver I would watch for this weekend, which is an insane thing to say because he's going to be fast. But they struggled badly. If they don't have speed this weekend, I would start to be slightly concerned.
Yeah, if they don't have speed this weekend, it might be time to hit the
proverbial panic button.
The panic button, right?
Yeah. All right. Picks are in. Off to Dover. Gave the social. Follows on TikTok as well.
Yep.
There. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace out.